Yes, my people, and welcome back to another edition of Rivals. I'm here with my host with the most, Has. Oh, I can't see Has. Bro, where is he? Oh, man. He's not feeling too good, so I'm going to have to draw for someone else. I've got another co-host coming in, and it goes by the lovely name of Mia. Mia, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. I'm good. How's you?
Yeah, man, I'm here. I'm blessed. We're sitting pretty. We're at the top. I'm enjoying myself. I can't lie. And I'm here for it. But we've got a couple guests that I want to welcome on. They go by the names of Sammy. Sammy,
Yo, what are we saying?
you good?
Yeah, not too bad yourself. We just won, so I'm happy.
Okay, cool. And you're repping what team you repping there? What's that? Red or white?
It's red, but it's a 1990 kit.
Oh my lord. I didn't even know Chelsea did red like that.
Yeah,
Were they a team before? Was they a team in 1990? I didn't really hear much about them in 1990, you know.
You're already winding me up. How the hell? We just started, man.
I've got another guest as well. We got a guy by the name of Uncle Yomes.
What's happening?
You good?
All good, man. All good.
Love it. What team you repping, man? Let the audience know what team you're about.
Man United for my sins.
For your sins.
For my sins in the previous lives.
Jeez, though, you not had your time, man. 90s, Alex Ferguson. It was a good time.
We've enjoyed, man. We've enjoyed.
Yeah, you've had your time. Also, we've got another guest on as well. Quickly bring him on. And he goes by the name of Kofi. Kof! How you doing, my cousin? Good?
Good. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah. Sitting pretty, so can't complain. Might as well enjoy it where you can. I know you're not far behind us too, so we let him down. Who you supporting? Who you repping? Just to let the people know.
Obviously, Arsenal. Obviously, I mean, there can only be one.
Wow.
I'm so glad you're here.
What happened?
I mean, someone has to support them, innit? Like, it's
Why
all good.
are you glad I'm here?
Huh?
Why are you glad I'm here?
It just takes a bit of the pain of tonight away, knowing
Not really.
Shared grieving and all of that, you know. A problem half.
I'm not grieving.
The problem half and all of that.
You're not grieving.
I'm not grieving at all. Nah.
And you've got bigger fish to fry already this early in the season.
Yeah. Something like that. But we can get into that later. Don't worry.
Right. So the season is all right.
It's small for them, isn't it? It's too small for them. They don't need it.
No, was it a good game? Actually, I was watching Chelsea, so
he's asking Kof, was it a good game? He's asking.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't watch the game because I just come from I do
fair enough.
He's got better things to do.
I do a basketball podcast and it records on a Wednesday, so I wasn't able to watch the game. But I've heard we lost. It is what it is. Wasn't really bothered. When I saw the team that we put out, I thought, we're not going to win this game. But
I mean, they put on their A team, so it makes sense.
So let's get straight into it, man. Like, Sammy, let's talk about your win first of all. Chelsea, how are you feeling?
I want to talk to you about it because just so you guys know what you're coming up against. So the first goal, Badiashile scores a bit of a scrappy goal, mistake from their keeper. He pushes it. Gallagher runs on the wing. He does a dodgy cross. Keeper palms it into danger, and Badiashile gets a tap in. Then Gallagher should have got a handball, but it wasn't given because there was no VAR. But if that was in the Prem, that definitely would have been a handball. Sanchez almost bottles it. He passes it out from the back, and he gets there, but it just hits the post and goes out. So that is probably going to be a problem on Monday, I reckon. You're going to press us too much, and Sanchez, he doesn't know how to pass from the back, so I can see that being a problem. The second goal we score was identical to Son's goal, his first goal against Fulham.
Right, okay.
The goalie passes out to the defender, and the defender makes a dodgy pass, and Gallagher intercepts it, passes it to Sterling, and he does a nice finish. It's literally, when I say carbon copy, literally the exact same goal that Son scored against Fulham. So it was a good goal, but more of a mistake. Palmer had an amazing game, so I'm hoping he turns up on Monday. He had a great game. He passes it to Sterling, and then Sterling passes to Jackson, and he centimeters outside the goal and he smashes it over the bar. Like he's been off it. I don't even know. There's so much I can say about Jackson now. Like when we played without him against Arsenal, we looked so much better. So I'm hoping that we don't use him on Monday.
Well, we'll get back into that. We'll get more into the actual,
100.
Got to hear a little quick.
And then last thing, I just want to say, I got to give props to Sanchez because he did make an amazing save at the very end. I think he's a good shot stopper, but just his playing out from the back is awful. So, that was the game. I wasn't that impressed overall, to be honest.
We'll talk about Sanchez as well in a sec. I've got a question for you on that one. I just want to get Uncle Yom's thoughts on Manchester United. I missed that game as well. How was the performance? Talk to me about
It's still going on. So if you see my eyes straighting up there, then that's the reason why. Because it's still.
I thought it was over.
Yeah, it was a late kickoff. It was 8:15 kickoff. So there's still about 10-15 minutes left.
So you could go. Okay, what's the score now?
It's 3-0 Newcastle.
Oh, I see.
Shocking. Well, it's not really shocking. It's just United. Like we are that bad. I think Ten Hag, if I'm honest, I've been his biggest supporter because I think he dealt with a lot. He dealt with a lot last year, but this season I don't know. It's like he's obviously had he's had his injuries to contend with and stuff like that, and I don't think the club is in a good place outside of football, if that makes sense. That Qatari Jim Ratcliffe news was the worst news that United could have had for Jim Ratcliffe to be coming in and not the Qataris, because I think that it's just a bit of a downer. And then today, obviously, he's put out this team. Newcastle put out a slightly weakened team as well, but the tactics. It looks like he's gone man for man.
Yeah.
And man for man at this level just does not work. It's not, if you haven't got the players that can make tackles and protect the ball and got the legs. I mean, he started Hannibal in midfield, but Hannibal was playing a little bit further forward alongside Mount further forward, and he's gone with the single pivot with Casemiro. That's never going to work. I've never done a day of coaching in football, and I can tell you that's never going to work.
Please.
So yeah, it's like he's running out of ideas a little bit, unfortunately, and I think the writing is a little bit on the wall, because that's what United do. They don't stick with managers and back them. They give them a little bit of money when they first come in, and then they don't back them after, and before you know it, manager's gone.
Are you Ten Hag out?
No, I'm give Ten Hag time, because I think if the definition of insanity is to keep on doing the same thing and expect different results, the problems are way bigger than Ten Hag. So
do you not think it's worrying that he said he doesn't want to play the Ajax kind of style of football? He wants to do his own thing at Man United.
He can't play the Ajax style of football.
What? Because he doesn't have the players. But he's buying players from Ajax, so I think he's contradicting himself.
Yeah, he's buying players because he wanted to play that style. I think there's a couple of different things. I think he's had a bit of an eye opener in the Premier League last year. The Premier League is no Dutch league.
Yeah.
And then we got a little bit lucky last year because Liverpool was so far off the pace. If there was another 3 weeks, 4 weeks in the Prem last year, then United don't finish in that top four.
Yeah.
And on top of that, Chelsea was really bad last year. So we had two teams really bad last
Spurs
year.
as well.
And Spurs was really
English Premier League.
What is
Manchester United?
That never gets old. That never gets tired. You
know? From my perspective, I'll quickly jump in, guys. I'm looking at Ten Hag, and I agree with Sammy. He wants to do the Ajax thing, but Ajax raising kids. But then Manchester United, you have to manage the egos. Do you know what I'm saying? And it was his idea to bring back Casemiro. It was his idea to get Mount.
No, Casemiro wasn't a Ten Hag signing.
Ten Hag wasn't a Ten Hag signing?
No, not in a million years. That's the typical Man United signing. Back end of their career.
So that's the board. So we're talking about the board now.
That's a typical.
He was only 30 when you signed him, to be fair.
He was dope when he came in. Ten Hag didn't play him for the first 6 games.
No.
And then when he started playing, he was dope because he had legs around him. You get it? That's not a
What,
Ten Hag.
now we're finding out.
Ten Hag likes young, vibrant footballers with legs. Mount is a Ten Hag signing.
Hey, Kofi, you look
Why
like
is he
you're
playing
dying.
Evans and Maguire then?
Kofi, you got something to say about this? Because you look like you're dying right now. Go on.
Thank you for bringing me in. I think, listen, I'll just put it like this. I'm not a United fan, so I don't really care. I hope Ten Hag stays there for the next 10 years. Because if he stays there for the next 10 years, you're going to be this bad for 10 years. Look, you can make all the excuses in the world. You can talk about the board and what they're talking about, the signings. And there's simple things in football. Very simple things. At the weekend, he was asked, why is he starting Harry Maguire and
Evans?
Evans.
And he said tactics.
Over Varane. Oh, it's tactics. No. It's not tactics. That's just very bad decision making. No matter what you say, Harry
Sorry,
Maguire.
who did we play at the weekend?
I can't remember.
Man City.
Man City. It was the Manchester derby.
Okay.
It was the Manchester derby. Yeah. Do you think that playing Varane at Man City moves the needle?
But it doesn't matter if he moves the needle or not. The point I'm making is that Maguire was someone that you wanted to sell. Why are you now starting him in your Manchester derby?
So hold on, you just said the problem's not the board. You said the problem's not the board.
No.
The problem's Ten Hag, yeah. So if Ten Hag wanted to sell him in the summer, wanted to sell Maguire in the summer and bring in Pavard, who agreed that he wanted to come to United, and the board don't sell Maguire and don't give him Pavard.
Okay.
What's the problem? Who's the problem?
That was Ten Hag's choice.
Okay.
Wouldn't you want to play your best? Would you want to play your best players in every game? Like, why
Of
would
course
you
you
want
do.
to?
If those players are fit and injury prone, if those players are not match fit and are injury prone, like Varane is, then you don't risk him in a Manchester derby.
Why?
Because then he's going to be out for the next 8 weeks.
But you've got to risk him in some games.
He needed time to come to full fitness, right? Hence why he's not even playing today. Varane is not fit. We don't have a fit back line.
Okay.
Get it?
Can I ask a question? Was Varane on the bench against City?
Yeah, he named him on the bench.
Okay, so if someone gets injured,
right? Because you might have a incidents where you've got desperation and you need to bring him on because I don't know, somebody gets injured or something like that. You name a half fit player. Like, you're forgetting that we don't have fit players, isn't it? Like, we don't you're saying Ten Hag is the problem. Johnny Evans. Do you think Ten Hag wants Johnny Evans?
He plays
him. Like this, like the problem is the board are not backing the manager.
My point. You can say, does Ten Hag want Johnny Evans? But he plays him. He brought him in there. At first, he was coming to train just for the summer. All of a sudden, he's got a contract. And he's
do you think that? Do you think?
I don't think you can say that he doesn't back the manager. They bought Anthony for 100 mil.
Look at my man's track record. Yeah, he plays young players. He brings players through academies. This is what he does. This is his MO. He doesn't go at Ajax. You're not seeing him bring in a 38-year-old has-been who couldn't start in a relegation side.
So are you saying that
that is the Glazers? That is the board. Ten Hag don't.
Can I ask why you think they didn't back him? Why don't they back him?
420 million spent.
I was going to say that. A lot of money.
Do you guys know? This is all right. Cool. When you're a fan of a club and you follow a club, you're gonna understand things differently to people who are watching it from the outside.
Fair.
Here's why they don't back this guy, and everyone's looking at the money that is spent. I think we touched on it the last time I was here, right? The money that is spent is inflated. Because there's a United tax, everybody knows that, right? But on top of that, if you go in for a player like Anthony, for example, and Ajax say, if you come in before the 30th of July, he's going to be £50 million. And then you dilly-dally until the 1st of September. And when you go back to Ajax say it's going to be £80 million. You've now just spent £30 million more than you needed to, right? We've done that on numerous players. We've done that with Anthony. We've done that with Sancho. We've done that on numerous players. You get it? Then the money that United have to spend on transfers for that year is done in the summer. Hence why you end up getting a Wout Weghorst on loan. You end up getting Amrabat on loan. You end up getting Johnny Evans. You end up not getting rid of players like Maguire because they're not backing the manager in January. In January, when we needed signings, my man got Wout Weghorst. You get it? Mason Mount, £70 million. Like, this is all board madness. This
Well
is
done,
not
Sammy.
Ten Hag. Do you get what I'm saying?
Well,
Do you know what? Why I understand it, because I've got friends that are Man U supporters, yeah. So we have conversations all the time about all this, like obviously with the board and stuff. But seeing someone like Ange, we all said about Dyer. Now Dyer has not stepped on that pitch because he refuses to play him, man. Because he knows he's not going to play that guy. He just isn't going to. No, I think he won't see the pitch. I think he'll go in hopefully in January. So I feel like Ten Hag, although I understand where you're coming from, he has had players come in. And I understand that you're saying he hasn't been fully backed, but there are certain players that you could just you can just literally say, listen, I ain't playing you. You are not. You can hold the bench. Like, you ain't getting on that pitch. Let
me ask a question. Why was everyone shocked that Maguire was getting picked for England?
Because it's Southgate, man. I mean, not shocked.
But why was we shocked? We were shocked because he weren't playing for United, isn't it? The reason he weren't playing for United is because we had Martinez and we had Varane fit last year, playing games, keeping clean sheets. You get it? Varane gets injured. Martinez gets injured. Shaw gets injured. Malacia gets injured. Van Bissaka gets injured. These are all players who play games for United, you know. So he's not like as if he's wanting to play Maguire. He identified that Maguire was terrible. He wanted to get rid of Maguire for Pavard. The board didn't do that.
Do you not
think
you
can't refuse to play? You can't refuse to play Maguire when you've got 6 defensive injuries.
That's all well and good. On the weekend, you didn't have 6 defensive injuries, and you still played Maguire. So I hear everything you're saying, but you didn't have that on the weekend. You didn't have it today.
So on the weekend, right? You would have played a half fit Varane and risked against Man City and risked him being out for 10 weeks.
I'm always
as opposed to playing Maguire, who's been playing.
I'm always going to say this. If a player is fit enough to sit on the bench, he's fit enough to play, because at any point in time he might need to come on. So when he comes on with 5 minutes to go,
listen.
If that's what you think, then you've never played football. You've never played football.
Right. Hold on, hear me out. What if there's an injury 5 minutes in and he has to come on? Surely he has to be fit enough just in case someone gets injured 5 minutes into the game, man. They have to be, because otherwise they can't they can't be on the bench if they're not able to play.
I agree with you. If you've got 1 or 2 injuries, I agree with you, right? When you've got 6 defensive injuries, who is he going to name if not Varane? There's literally nobody else. We're talking.
You've got nobody in your your youth, innit? Or
Lindelof played at left back because Reguilon
played left back. Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So we're playing centre backs. Like, this isn't a man who just learnt about football today, you know. This is a manager who has got a good track record. He's not playing these players because he's just a quick one. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he's playing Lindelof at left back for the last 2-3 games.
You think the fans are respecting his decision making? Because I noticed when Højlund came off, all the fans started booing in that. I said, "Whoa! Like, is the fans turning against Ten Hag?" I know you're a massive fan.
Definitely.
What did you? Yeah, what did you make of that, man? Because that was a bit of an awkward one to me.
Yeah, it was a bit of a mad one. And to be fair, that Højlund.
Did you agree with it?
That was, I think I've questioned Ten Hag's substitutes maybe 3 or 4 times, and that was one of them. I didn't really agree, because I thought to myself, why is he coming on?
Højlund looked mad upset when he was.
Yeah, he was pissed. He was pissed. But I think sometimes you just got to be realistic, and you got to think Højlund came off when I think it was already 2. It was already 2-0, and we he's not that guy that's going to carry the ball and like skill up players to get in behind. He's somebody who wants to run onto the end of it. So I can see why he thought, okay, we don't have control. We need somebody who's going to control on the ball, and Martial's better at doing that. So I don't know. It's just one of those ones where I can see why the substitution was made. I personally wouldn't have made it myself.
You're still Ten Hag in, aren't you? Do you think you could turn it around like by January or?
No, it's not even Ten Hag in or out. Like I'm telling you, like it doesn't matter who's there. Like the board are that bad that it doesn't. The club is that toxic. It doesn't matter who's there. You've had different styles of managers. You've had different experience. You've had managers that have won it all. You've had managers that are trying the thing. It don't matter who's there.
You can say that, but hear me out. Arsenal, similar situation with Arteta.
No.
Fans were mad at Kroenke at the board saying, this is terrible. Remember, they had 2-8 finishes. Was it 2-8 finishes? I saw it was 2-8 finishes you had, then a 5th. So it's like,
what happened? Do you know what happened at Arsenal?
Ten Hag started better. Ten Hag's
board. It was the board that changed. It was the board that changed. Arteta's doing his thing, but the board changed. When they brought in my man that he's working with on the transfers, when they left the transfers up to them and stopped interfering, when they got their scouting network right, all of that around Arsenal is what's supporting us. When they started backing him, don't forget, Arteta has been backed to the hilt. My man's backed in summer, backed in January. Any signing he wants, they go for and they get. They spend like it's not. They don't come in and say. Arsenal board don't come in and say.
Anthony, though, so isn't that?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying though. But that's what I'm saying. If Arteta wants a player out of that club, that player is out of that club. There's no. You're gonna have to keep him for now.
What about Ronaldo though? Didn't Ronaldo get booted out by?
Yeah.
Ronaldo got booted out. But he dissed.
I was being frozen out.
Ronaldo done an interview with Piers Morgan and dissed the club, bro. There was like that wasn't even a Ten Hag thing. That's the club thing. This is what I'm saying. Like people ain't realizing how bad the board at United actually is. It's shocking.
Sancho. What's going on there?
Again with Sancho. Sancho is not like I'm not saying that the club don't ever back the manager in terms of when a player is out of line. When a player is out of line, they give the manager the backing to say, if you want to play him, play him. If you want to bench him, all that kind of football stuff is up to you. I'm talking about the way the mood at the club comes from the top. Do you get it? The lack of organization, the lack of backing in terms of who's coming in and who's going, that all comes from the top. So you have to stick with players who you don't want. That's coming from the top. And on top of that, you've got 16 injuries to your first team squad. Like what? Like I don't understand what people want this man to do, innit? Like play players that are injured.
You know what?
Like,
come in. Actually, you wanted to say something, right?
Yeah, I was going to say. Do you think? Do you think that this off-field stuff that goes on at Man U has an effect? Because you've got some like everything's going on here. Like there's one problem, then another player's a problem. Like, do you know what I'm saying? It's like one thing after another at the moment with Man United.
Yeah, 100%. Like all the off pitch stuff that goes on at United, and don't forget, like everything at United gets amplified. Right? So, like there's fights in football. There's fights in locker rooms. A fight happens in the locker room at United. It's front page news. Like there's the air of toxicity. Yeah, that one. The air of it is just mad, and the club don't, because you haven't got football people in charge, because the owners don't really care about football, they care about profits, and United go from strength to strength in terms of profits. I don't even know how that's happening. They're still a club that is watched globally. That's why we have these 8:15 kickoffs. That's why we're always on 4:30 on a Sunday. Like, I don't know how they still make this amount of money, even though we haven't been performing for so long. But everything that goes on off the pitch, of course, has an impact on players.
And despite all of this, you are still a point. Am I right? Ahead of Chelsea.
At 1 point.
Yeah, that's fake though. That's fake.
I just want to move on to Chelsea real quick, man, because obviously Sammy's here and Spurs are playing Chelsea at the moment. So
what's going on?
What team do you support?
Oh, here we go.
What, Chelsea?
Fuck Chelsea. Chelsea shit.
Fuck you.
Fuck Chelsea. What?
Fuck you.
Fuck Chelsea. Fuck
you.
Chelsea, pussy or what? Say something. Fuck Chelsea. Fuck Chelsea.
You know what? He held his own. I love that. I respect that. He didn't back down.
What do you think, Sammy? If Poch gets murdered at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, is that enough?
You'll all be cheering him.
Yeah, come on. Look, I don't think...
I was saying this to Ben and Sim, but like you guys are gonna boo just because you like to boo. Like everyone likes to boo. It's just a fun thing to do. I don't think you lot hate Poch that much, but I think before the game you're gonna boo him, and then if you win, you're gonna clap him. If you lose, you're gonna boo him.
Do you think we'll have a chance to boo him though? Because like it's not like they're gonna say, and here's Mauricio Pochettino.
No, you will have 100%. You'll have a chance to boo him, of course. As soon as he comes in, you're gonna hear the whole ground booing him.
I don't know, man. We'll see though. Well, I think like what you said.
People are 50-50 about it, but
yeah, I had a few fans saying like, listen, if I hear anyone booing, they're not going to be happy because they're behind Poch and they're Spurs.
Of course.
Behind Poch. What? He's his enemy now. Listen,
that's what I mean. I think people's hatred for Chelsea is so much that
it's divided.
It wouldn't even matter. No, do you know what? It wouldn't matter to me. As soon as they cross that line, they're no longer to do with Tottenham. They're the enemy, innit? And I hope that he gets sacked and he goes home and cries more watching Bridget Jones' Diary. That's what. Like, that's my feeling.
Why?
Because to me, he's the enemy now, innit? Because he's not. He's always said that he wouldn't never go to a rival, like a big rival like that. And yeah, he's got to have a job. But I feel like now he's stepped over that line, he stepped over the Chelsea. He's the enemy, innit?
But he wanted Spurs, though, innit? He wanted Spurs. He wanted to go back to Spurs.
Okay, but anybody who manages the enemy is my enemy. So it don't matter to me.
You know what? I completely understand where you're coming from, because I think the same thing happened with Mourinho. We said like just don't go to Man United, and that's the one club we said he can't go to. We even had it in a contract, and he went to United, and then I was actually at that game when we first played him. We spanked him 4-0, and we were booing the hell out of him. Obviously,
you guys aren't. We ain't even rivals like that. I don't get it.
I know, I get it, but like it's just the fact that we said like that's the one team you can't go to, and we were rivals at the time because we were like two of the top clubs at the time.
I don't think do you know what, this rivalry thing's really weird with fans, right? I don't ever understand it, because to me, your rivals, it's nothing to do with when you're at the top and they're at the top. More it's to do with past stuff, innit? Like we hate Arsenal because of what happened with them coming into the league, and we went out of the league and it's all a bit dodgy. Obviously, them coming to North London when they're originally from South London, innit, where I'm from. So they're from Woolwich, they should go back there where they belong. So like that's my feeling on it, because that's what you get when you've got like a proper rivalry. But now people make these fake rivalries, and I never really get it, man. Just because you're top and they're top ain't a rivalry.
Like for me personally, I was more mad at Chelsea at the Battle of the Bridge. Do you know what I'm saying? Like when we were going for it, and then it all kind of spilled out. That's when I was like, fuck Chelsea. But even I was still like, fuck Chelsea anyway, because from where I am, I've got a couple of boys that live in Fulham. And when I go check them, it's not nice, innit? That's what I'm gonna say. And even back in the day, the skinheads and the boots, the Dr. Martens, you may know what I'm talking about. I've always been like Chelsea, but like for me, because like you said, like past rivalries, that thing when Poch was there and he had a beef with was it Mourinho or Conte? I can't remember. But anyway, there was just a massive scrap. And then the comments that came with Terry was like, raw, I don't even care. As long as Tottenham ain't winning the league on my watch, I said, these dickheads. Like,
you're on about a game.
Up. I said, no way. I couldn't believe it. The way I was fuming, because obviously we were winning, dominating the game, and then second half they just come out of nowhere. But I wanted to ask you, Sammy, and the panel as well. We could go around. This is Mia's question, to be fair, but I'm going to bring it out. And I was going to ask, has Chelsea kind of lost that kind of battle of the bridgeness in them? Like, have they lost that kind of fight? Because to me, it seems like quite a young squad. And I feel like when a goal goes in, the heads kind of wilt and, like a flower, like a daffodil. But, with young players, you're going to get that. You know what I'm saying? The mentality ain't quite there yet for me. So what do you think, Sammy, first of all? I'll come to you.
I think you're wrong, to be honest. I think it will still be there. Like, they'll feel it in the atmosphere of the game, they'll feel it from the fans. And I think it will be quite a scrappy game, and I don't know. I think Poch will say something before the game, like by no means can we lose this game. Like there's so much on the line as well. I think it will be the same as it was. I think it will be like.
Did he not give the same speech before he played Arsenal when you're 2-0 up and you bottled it? Like, come on, man, get real. The speeches that he gives obviously don't work. Clearly not. Do you know what I'm saying? They get a goal in, someone gets a goal in, they drop their heads. It's obvious, isn't it? And then
that was individual errors, though. That wasn't.
But you
I
still
won't blame Poch for that. And Jackson as well. He could have finished the game off.
So shoulda, coulda, woulda. What I'm saying is those speeches obviously don't do nothing, can it?
There's so many variables.
We can't be talking bad on Poch now as a Spurs fan. He's literally the making of your club. Like my guy.
No. Do you know what? That's so can I just say
6 years or something like that?
Listen, can I just say that's very disingenuous because Joe, who actually got us first in Champions League, Harry Redknapp, he was the one who actually started it all off before Poch. So I don't like it when people forget that, man. People forget Gareth Bale. He dragged us, man, for a season.
Redknapp football was like eating disgusting food to get you full up. Like it was.
What?
Yeah,
My analogy.
I love right now. What's your mouth?
It was just drinking alcohol to be drunk. The drink itself weren't even nice. You all know this.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
It was drinking hooch.
And that good football on the eye to Spurs, and he done it and was doing bits in terms of finishing.
My name come up, respect it. Stop playing with my fucking name. I'll drill y'all. Stop playing with my name. I don't say it no more.
That's how I'm right now.
And I don't even know. I don't have a dog in the race, so I don't even care what happens on the weekend. But I just find it mad how Spurs fans talk down on Poch, and I think it's because Andrews started off quite well.
You know what it is? Like he wanted to come back as well, and you didn't want him. So
Joe was mad. I didn't want him back. When everyone was saying they wanted Poch back, I was one of those. If you go and watch my videos from the get-go, I said I didn't want Poch back.
But why?
So why? Because I think that you should never go back to an ex, innit? Like, don't go back to exes. There's a reason why they went in the first place. It's just going to be the same thing over again. You think at first it changes and it all just settles back into the
say
old
that,
ways.
but we got Mourinho back and we won the league, so.
Yeah, but Chelsea are a different team. Chelsea work differently, and they always did. As soon as they started, chopping and changing managers, it was never a thing for you. But we had Poch for a long time, and I think that like basically it was done, man. I didn't want to go back. I was like, no, I want something new, fresh.
Kofi, quick question. Chelsea fans seem to be a little bit split between Poch. If they're at the bottom of the table or the wrong end of the table, can you see Poch staying?
Me? Nah, probably not. Chelsea are a team that once the manager starts doing well, they get rid of the manager. So but to be fair to them, it's worked for them. It has really worked for Chelsea. So I think if they start to flounder, I think Poch will be gone. But I don't think Chelsea will flounder. I think Chelsea have got they've got a young squad, but they've got a good enough squad to pull themselves back up the table. I don't think they're going to lose on the weekend either.
Wow.
To you guys, I don't think they're going to lose.
Oh wow!
Where is it?
The Chelsea and Arsenal love that they
no.
They all go around in a little love circle. We hate Tottenham more. We love you.
Your enemy is your best. It's your best friend.
It's not
the end of the day, you're like on top of the.
It's not that at all. I think a lot of, especially when it comes to, I like to call them big London derbies, because there's loads of London derbies now, but not all of them carry the same weight. Like a Tottenham Chelsea derby, none of it really it's not going to go to form book. Tottenham should win that game easily, right? Really and truly.
You're going to win that game easily when you play them.
Pardon?
Did you think you're going to win that game easily? Did you think you would?
But I was, even before that game, I said we should win this game easily, but we're probably not going to, because it's a big London derby. Form book goes out of the window in those games. Like, did I expect us? There's no way I expected us to be 2-0 down. But I also want to say that when we were 2-0 down, I didn't think we were going to lose the game. So it's swings and roundabouts. I don't think Chelsea are going to lose. To
be fair though, like Chelsea 11th at the moment, it's basically where Lampard had them. quick one, Yoms. What do you reckon about Nkuku? Do you think he will get them firing if he comes back? Do you think he could be a player for them? Because right now, they're shooting blanks.
Do you know what's mad is I think he is. It was so unfortunate for them, but he got injured at the wrong time, literally at the worst possible time. Because I think the amount of chances that they were creating and just could not put them away. And he is that type of striker that he's so direct and so powerful, pace. He's in your face. He can run in behind. He can hold up the ball. Like he's exactly what they need. But I think it's going to take him time to come up to get up to speed. And my worry for Chelsea is on two fronts. If they don't get their act together soon in terms of finishing off these chances, then it might be too late to recover from. In terms of finishing in the top, 4 or 5 this year I think it's 5 this year. And then the long-term worry for Chelsea is they've got an American, and trust me, as somebody who's got American owners, these men do not care about football. Like, their model that they're going on with this 8-year contracts, buying up pure young players, it's a model that's based on reselling. It's not a model that's based on getting the best talent to win. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's my long-term fear for Chelsea. It's not Todd Bowley couldn't care less about, like, he knows winning gets you dough, so he wants to keep them at as high up the table as he can. But I just think that the influx of young talent and long contracts is based on resale values, and a player, he's hoping that a couple of these players are sick ballers in 3 years' time and still have 5 years on their contract.
Does anyone think that Poch will go, if Ten Hag was to leave, does anyone think Poch could potentially go to Manchester United? Because there's not many managers out there at the moment.
I would welcome him with open arms.
If he waited like a little bit longer, then he would have gone, definitely. If he waited a little longer.
And a quick question to you, Sammy. Like, obviously, we're playing you, like I said before, but who'd you go for? You got Janet Jackson. No, was it Nicholas Jackson? Yeah, that Jackson. Yeah, these are obviously doing the thing. So, who's going to get the goals to you? That's what I'm trying to understand. Is it Palmer or is it?
It's Palmer. Mudryk is back. He should be playing. Sterling. Listen, to be honest, I don't see where we're going to get any joy because your centre backs are doing really well. I hate to say it, but the pace Van der Ven has, especially, like, if Jackson does play, he's not going to get any joy whatsoever with Van der Ven there. No chance. So I hope we don't play him and we come up with a different strategy, because it's not going to work with Jackson at all. His first touch is so dodgy as well. So Van der Ven will just clean up every time. So I can't see that being the way.
Yeah, it's crazy. Van der Ven's pace is just like something like out of the
It's crazy. I was saying, when I remember your first game, I think or the second game against Brent. Oh, what's going on there?
No, sorry, go on.
Your second game against Brentford, like,
yeah, don't be scared, man.
He scored no goal, and I was calling him Mickey can't defend, and then after that,
and then all of a sudden, he turned into prime Flash boy. He started running. So what's your prediction then? If you're saying raw, you don't. What do you think? I
don't want to say in it. Like, it's the first. You know what? It's actually a good game, because if we lose, I'm going to be like, I expected it, whatever. And if we win, I'm going to be absolutely gassed. So, like, it's kind of like a good situation to be in a way. Obviously, like, I think form goes out the window when it comes to a derby, but I don't know. I'm hoping for a draw or a win, obviously, but if we get a draw, I'll still be Chelsea fan. I'll treat it like a win if we get a draw.
Why are you laughing? Share the joke, man. Why are you laughing?
Do you know what I find so hilarious? The cockiness that is exhuming from you Spurs fans right now. It's crazy.
Hey, you know how long I've known Ash? Yeah, I've known Ash for a long time. I did not know until 3 weeks ago.
Brother,
my man was a Spurs fan.
Yum. I've known Ash since we were months old, right? And like the cockiness that is coming out of their mouth.
Do you know what? I think you Arsenal fans have got a cheek, right? Because when we were coming to your place, I heard 5-0. I heard you're going to get smashed. You call us Did you smash us? No, you bloody didn't.
You lot are treating that draw like you're
Come on, man.
I think, Mia, I think what you have to understand is that Tottenham aside, the fans of clubs sitting here, we win things. It's not that it's not just big. We actually win. So we know what it's like to have a team that we support and we've won.
Last year.
Whereas,
you cannot imitate.
Whereas you guys, yes, you're having, this is the best start to your Premier League season ever.
Because you cannot replicate.
Hold on a minute. We're talking about individual games. We're not talking about the bigger picture. We're talking individual games. You guys were well cocky when we come to you, said 5-0 and all that, yeah. And you call us cocky. I think you've got a cheek. I think you've got a bloody cheek to say that when your fans have been so cocky. You didn't smash us at all.
No, we didn't. We didn't.
Exactly.
We didn't
so there we go, innit?
But you are the cockiness that's coming from you guys right now in lead up to games. Like I was on the show before the Arsenal game, and I think you had played 2 or 3 games, and we're trying to do a mixed team, and you're telling me someone who played 2 games in the Premiership was better.
Yeah, Van der Ven should get in the side.
It was crazy.
Yeah, but after 10 games, you've proven that he is better. He is good, so he's worth being in the team. So we were right.
Who was the player? Who was the player in the question?
Yeah, I'll say it again. Yeah, he's good.
What? Udogie? I think
Udogie's good. Yeah,
Udogie's well good.
Yeah,
so
Udogie's better than Zinchenko, bro.
He's
decent, man.
He's better than Tomiyasu. I don't know.
Is he better than Tomiyasu?
I know.
Whatever you're smoking, I want some.
I don't know.
I don't want peace right now.
I want problems always.
I love that. I want problems always, Ash. But the point I'm trying to get across, is that, listen, we're sitting here on a Tottenham podcast, so big up you guys. You lot are doing well this season. 10 games.
Listen, Joe, what's mad? I've actually said we'll finish 6th, 7th, and my prediction hasn't changed from the beginning of the season, right? So I'm not even getting like that. For you to sit here and say that we're getting gas when you was top for how long and you bottled it, I think you've got an absolute cheek.
That's right.
Cheek, man.
But
absolute cheek of it.
But the point is, we bottled it to the team who had won the trophy 2 seasons.
Oh, all I hear is excuses. Sorry, that's what I hear in my earphones right now, isn't it? Excuses.
In fairness, though, it wasn't at City where you lost it. It wasn't.
Yeah, exactly.
You didn't lose it at City, man. You lost it at
fine.
Liverpool.
Okay.
You bottled it there. West Ham bottled it.
West Ham.
I said
somebody else near the bottom of the table.
Again, if you listen to what I actually said, and I said this on the time I was on before, I said to win the Premiership title in this day and age, you need to hit at least 95 points. That's a minimum, because that is what is going to done. That's what City and Liverpool have been doing for seasons before that. Now, a team like Arsenal, where we came from 5th, 67 points or 68 points to 88, I think it was. I can't remember how many points we won last season. That's a massive jump.
84, 85.
Hit 95 in that. Yes, we could have done it, but hit 95 would be an outrageous
for some of the teams you lost against was
but it's a Premier League. It's a Premier League season. It is not just games in isolation.
It wasn't the fact it was just a Premier League season. It was like it was only till the end you flopped.
Yeah, but
also you had Saliba injured as well, so I mean you could blame it on that.
You have to play all games.
This is the thing: is how comes when it's Arsenal's one injury matters?
It's a big injury, though. I mean, I think you know what? The exact same thing's going to happen with Spurs. The exact same thing's going to happen with Spurs.
I didn't even go into midfield. I'd named 6 defenders that are injured. I didn't even start talking about our midfield. And Arsenal last year was like, but we had Saliba injured.
But I didn't say it. That's not me. I didn't.
It is it, and it's going to happen with Spurs as well. They're going to lose Van der Ven or Romero, and they're going to flop. That's it. They've already had problems.
What about if they lost Pedro Porro, Van der Ven, Romero?
They're finished.
But that's just bad training, though. I'm sorry, but if all of what's happening,
your medical staff,
what's going on in your physios?
Medical staff, to be fair, but
what's going on there?
But it's
we got that medical dude. We got that head of medical from Arsenal.
Let's go for a question real quick. Can Arsenal win the league this season? You saw where you went wrong.
Can they win?
Yeah, and 100 million in Rice.
Lovely.
Your money where the mouth is.
Yeah.
So
No.
All this talk I'm hearing, I just want to know, can Arsenal?
Yeah, you can win. Of course, you're back a team,
Or-
man. You can
And
win.
are you happy for Arsenal to cruise? If you don't win anything this season, is that because
Like I said the last time I was on here, for us to win the league, Pep Guardiola needs to leave City. That's what needs to happen. He needs to leave.
You
He
reckon,
is the
you
best
reckon the
manager.
Premier League is Germany now, basically? Is the Bundesliga?
Of course
now?
it is. Of course it is. You just look at it.
Farmers League?
You can't. It's very hard to argue that. Who's
So-
won the league?
I'd agree. I think the only way
I don't
Arsenal
know,
win the
though.
league, and I think I don't think it's
Rodri might get injured again.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's if Rodri gets injured, and maybe a couple of injuries, because I think City are more dependent on individual players this year than they was last year, if that makes sense. I think losing a couple of their players, Gundogan, Mahrez, these are big game players. Do you get what I'm saying? So I think they're a little bit more dependent on the likes of Rodri and that this year. If they lose a couple of them, then I can see
Ryan as well is injured now.
But the thing is, De Bruyne is going to come back. Doku's not half bad.
He's good, really good player.
Really, she's not half bad. Like the players they have in, you're not talking about a massive drop off in the level of talent of the players that are there. So, like it is what it is. And at the end of the day, listen, no matter what we do, we can all say to win games you need to score goals. They've got a guy called Haaland who can score for fun. It's as simple as that.
Okay, I want to know. So, where do you stand on Arteta if you don't win nothing this season? Because he's had quite a lot of money. He's had a few seasons to settle in what he wants, to get what he wants. So, where would you stand with Arteta if you didn't win nothing this season?
Like I said, and this would be a point I'd make
Right,
to
you're going in
United.
the right direction.
Make to United as well. If Arteta, if you get rid of Arteta, right? He goes, say, listen, you spent the money, you've done all of this. Arteta goes. If Pep doesn't leave City, I don't care who you bring in. You're still not winning it. I don't care who you go.
Should we not play football no more because City thinks City are going to win it? Like that's not answering. You're answering a politician's answer.
No,
I'm asking you.
Not really.
How would you
I'm
feel?
just telling you that it doesn't matter who you bring in. City are that far ahead that it doesn't matter.
But that wasn't the question. You're answering like a politician. I said, how do you feel about Arteta? It doesn't matter about all the ifs, buts, and maybes.
Okay. How do I feel?
You feel about Arteta?
I feel Arteta's doing an excellent job.
So if you won nothing this season, you'd say he's done an excellent job.
He's still doing an excellent. As long as we still finish in the top.
So if Tottenham don't win anything in 4 years with Ange Postecoglou, I don't want to hear none of this. You won nothing, innit?
But they forget that though. They forget.
Yeah,
that.
but but he won that not with his squad, right? He won that coming in. But what I'm trying to say to you is, surely you want your manager to win stuff. So,
but you know what? This is a classic case of, isn't it? This is a classic case of when you don't win stuff for so long, you get used to not winning.
Jeez,
that's the truth.
Nah.
When you don't win stuff for so long, United are there now. We're talking about top four.
You have to in football and in you have to be realistic about what is happening around you. You have there has to be a sense of realism. We're all fans. We all love our club. I get that, but you also have to understand what is happening around you. The fact of the matter is, City have made it such that the level at which they're at, no other team is at right now. And that is in world football. That's not just in England.
So let me ask a question. Let me ask a question that goes back to Arteta.
Yeah.
Why do you think you just said that City have a guy called Marlon who scores goals for fun? Yeah.
Yeah.
Arteta's been there for how many years now? This is his fourth season, right?
Fourth season.
Season. Yeah. Why do you think he hasn't plugged that striker gap that's been at Arsenal for so long?
I mean, he's tried. He's got it wrong. That's what I can say. He's tried.
But he didn't even try this year though.
Okay, it's not even half bad, you know.
Because who did you buy for number 9 position this year?
We didn't buy anyone for number 9 position this year.
They've been great he's not the best striker.
So I said I didn't hear that.
I couldn't even hear myself.
That's right. It's Nketiah took over there. Sorry, go on.
No, I was just saying, like, Arsenal fans were going off about how they want Jesus in striker. And,
Jesus is a. I think it's a 1 in 4 guy. I think, but he was always a 1 in 4 guy at even when he was at City. He was just getting more chances. The striker thing is hard. It's really hard because even if you, again, being realistic about it, looking across world football, who are you going to go and get? Like
we're all three of us are in the same position now. Anyway,
who are we going to go and get?
need a striker.
The strikers you're looking at is Harry Kane, who obviously was at Tottenham. He's now gone to Bayern. He's ripping it up over there. Haaland, Mbappe.
Tony, was people say Tony or not?
Osimhen. Tony, we're fighting on them. They want 100 mil for him.
Should have brought the bank for Osimhen. Should have gone in
Osimhen maybe.
Osimhen's 110 mil. Tony, they want 100 million.
But the Ivan Tony story. Yeah, is he going to be able to? I'm not saying he can't, but there's always the thing of being a big fish in a small pond and then being a fish in a pond. Like he's at Brentford. There's not a lot of expectation. They're fine, can score the goals you want. When he goes to a team like Arsenal, United, Chelsea, where you're expected, it is on your shoulders that you need to carry this game for us and win us this game. Is he going to be able to show that? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm willing to put a bet on it though.
He will. He will. 100%.
He went and spent 70 million on Havertz though. And Havertz wasn't able to do that.
I'm so happy with that. By the way.
I'm not going to sit here and say Arteta hasn't made bad signings. Everyone does. I'm not going to sit here and say he hasn't. So everyone does. I'm not saying he hasn't made it. I didn't say Havertz. I never wanted Havertz at the club. I think it's a bad signing. Fair enough. But just pull out one signing and say, we went and bought this guy. Okay. As you eloquently said that you haven't coached their football in your life, neither have I. So if he's deciding that I want to go and get Havertz, maybe he's seen something that we don't know. That's why he's like.
Yeah, I mean, before Havertz came to the Premier League, he was touted as like the next one. And a lot of managers will think that they can be the coach that gets them.
He won us the Champions League.
Yeah. Or could it be that you're just like ex-Chelsea players? There's something between Arsenal and ex-Chelsea players, isn't it? I think you're just like an ex-Chelsea player.
Yeah.
Maybe. We also like an ex-Tottenham player, but he came to our club and won something. Just remember that.
That was a long time ago. We're talking like old man stories now, yeah? Okay, cool.
Doesn't matter. Still happened.
That was a long time ago now, man.
It doesn't matter.
Say the same about Ashley Cole.
I can't remember his name. Yeah, Ashley Cole. Oh, yeah, for real.
Yeah, you're right.
Namesake. It's a bit mad still. Yeah, but what was our people's predictions, real quick? Chelsea, Tottenham versus Chelsea. I'll start with let's start with Uncle Yon. What's your predictions on that one?
I think it's going to be 2-1 Spurs. I think it'll be a tight game. I don't think it'll be as much of a battering that people kind of are talking about. I think it'll be very close, and I think someone like Son or someone like that could just make the difference.
Mia, what do you reckon? Like, you see Sanchez making another howler? I mean, it's been quite consistent of late.
Joe, I will say, out of the goalkeepers we've all got, we have surely got the best goalkeeper, man. Vic, when you look at his statistics, when you look at like what we paid for him, mate, we got an absolute deal. When you look at other goalkeepers making mistakes after mistakes, man, it's funny, isn't it? When everyone was saying like Tottenham fans weren't like backing it. Me, I was like, give it a chance. I want to see.
Yeah, no one was backing it. No,
that's what I'm saying. But I actually was
watching like his highlights from what team was it? What's the team?
Empoli.
Like they looked good, but like when he was making saves and stuff, he'd always parry and especially your pre-season as well. He looked a little bit shaky passing it from the back. And a lot of Spurs fans weren't rating him, but then that went away straight away.
And when you look, we've got WWE over here at Man United, him trying to do like clotheslines on Man, innit? You've got Raya making bare mistakes, and as well, do you know what I mean? You've got Sanchez making like mistakes. So I think actually, when you look at it,
trying to get back. Yeah, I couldn't.
What we are saying about the goalkeeper situation. Does anyone think that?
You know what? I'll take Ramsdale right now.
Would you?
Yeah. I don't know why they.
I'll take Ramsdale.
I don't know what.
I hope we go for it.
How about Arteta Classic? No, go on, Coffee. I know you're bursted.
What? Bursted about what?
No, I thought you wanted to say about Ramsdale, the goalkeeping situation with Arteta.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand it really. I don't know why. I do know what Arteta wants is he wants there to be competition for places at every level in the club. Fine, I get it, but goalkeeper one is it's a bit hard. It's a bit hard to actually do because goalkeepers work off confidence, right? You're knocking by Ramsdale didn't really make any mistakes to be taken out. You know,
Made a few, but not enough.
Not high pro, not as high profile that Raya has made, but hasn't been taken out. So you know, it's like, well, okay, maybe I've made a couple mistakes. They didn't really lead to goals. Raya's has, but he's still.
Do you reckon it was the feet? The because you know some managers now are all talking about like you have to be able to play with it.
He's not exactly bad with his feet.
Like he's not David De Gea with his feet.
No,
because David De Gea was a shot stopper, isn't it? Like he was
but I think you'd prefer having David De Gea right now than Onana. But anyway, that's another story. He's not David De Gea, but he is like he's not bad. So I don't see why. But like I said, Arteta is not perfect. He hasn't. He's made mistakes. Not going to sit here and say he hasn't. The goalkeeper one is a bit of a weird one, but I would put Ramsdale back in goal. I would.
Holden, you did tonight and you lost to West Ham.
Yeah, but we didn't lose because of our goalkeeper.
What was it?
Well, I didn't watch it, as I said, but from what I've been told by people who did watch the game, I mean, we started our midfield was Jorginho, Havertz, and Vieira. Yeah, that's not a midfield.
Vieira's been playing well, though, no?
Not really.
I heard he's been really good.
But that's not going to get.
Havertz is someone that Arteta might want for a good reason. Is that not what I just heard? So surely it's good enough to play in a cup.
Yeah, but okay, yeah, like I said when I said it, that he might think there's something good there. He's a coach. I don't believe Havertz is good. So when I'm saying we started the midfield with Jorginho, Havertz, and Vieira, I don't think that's a strong enough midfield to start against the Premiership team who played their best 11. I don't think that is, but
they're better than West Ham's midfield, whoever they put up.
I don't think so.
I can see it though because there's a lot like Arsenal. I think Arsenal last year got a bit lucky with not lucky, but it was fortunate for them in the end that they came out of cups quite early. Like there's a lot of games in it, like, and if you're in the Champions League and that you've got to prioritize how many games these footballers are playing, and they run a lot and they play a lot of minutes. So if you're coming up in the League Cup, like you want to put out a team that you think can win and that can dominate the ball in midfield, but you can't just play your first team
in every game. You can't play your first team in every game. It's that simple.
Do you know what I mean? So if there's a game where you're going to play a slightly weakened team and take a risk,
16
it's going to be in the League Cup against West Ham.
But doesn't that then speak to we've got the same problem. I'm not going to sit and say we ain't, but if you've got injuries, that just shows your your backups are clearly not when you play like they're not strong enough, because when you play against it like in Champions League, you might run into problems, injuries, tired legs in it, and like you're going to have to make those changes.
But this
is what. It is a shame. I was going to say it is a shame that Spurs didn't play their first team against Fulham, because you had a real shot at winning the trophy this year.
But the point Mia's mentioned is the point I was trying to make about City. City are the only team who could get injuries and not suffer a massive drop off in the level.
That's because it's fake. Like people don't realize it is fake. City are a fake club. These men don't even fill their stadium in the Champions League now. Don't tell me that they can afford to spend £1 billion on players. Like it is fake.
You know what? I'll just quickly jump in on this one, because I'm not super convinced City are going to just walk this league, in my opinion. I think they may drop points. Last season, I didn't think they walked it because I felt like Gundogan was a big reason why they got a couple wins over the line with the 1-0s. I felt like Mahrez as well had a lot to say in that league. I thought he was playing exceptional at times. He was a difference. And I feel like they've lost both of them. So I'm very intrigued to see what happens. I know De Bruyne is out.
There's got other players, though, that are going to turn up. Like they've replaced him. I think Docker could do the same thing Mahrez did.
I don't know if he's got as many goals. We'll see, innit? I mean, like he does stretch the teams, he does, but I don't know. Like at the moment, Pep seems to be doing this experimenting thing, and at times, like Arteta, I feel like it might cost him at certain times in the game. So we'll see, man. The season's early; it's still young, and I'm not sure City. All I'm saying is I don't think they're gonna walk it. I'm not saying they ain't gonna win it, and they're definitely in a title race, but might be.
They might have a chance. You know? I'm not even lying. I think you might have a chance if you have a good transfer window. That's the only thing that's going to save you. If you actually have a really good transfer window and Levy doesn't skimp out, then I think you've got a chance of winning it this year. I think it's now or never.
I just don't think Levy's the type of manager to spend like 100 million on a player. I don't think Ange.
You know what? You just got this new scouting. Like maybe you're looking at a cheap option. Like maybe he's already scouting for someone cheap in like the Eredivisie or something. But I mean, it's been going all right so far.
You've seen like a team like Brighton do it with players. They get players in that they end up getting for loads of money because they're really good players. They scout well. It's about scouting well. It ain't about what you spend. It's about scouting well, man. That's the most important part. But I'll give my Chelsea prediction until we got off on a tangent, because I started talking about the best goalkeeper currently in the league, which is Big Vic. Statistically, he's actually the best. He's up there.
Sorry, Alisson and Edison still exist.
Statistically, hold on. I just said this season. Statistically, this season, Big Vic has been better. Statistically, I don't think he's the best in the league, as in overall. Previously, we didn't have him then. But Alisson and Edison, of course. But I'm saying statistically, you'll see Big Vic is up there, man. He's up there with his statistics. But anyway, I love it. I love, you wind up fans, yeah? You just say, you say little things to rivals and they just bite in it. They bite on that.
I would love to know what statistics that's based on, by the way. I'd love to know.
I think it's
save
shots.
Percentage.
Save percentage. It's all, I can't remember what other ones it was, man. But yeah. Anyway, I think we're going to beat Chelsea 3-1.
3-1. Okay, I was going to say, I haven't asked who's going to score. Actually, yeah. Who do you reckon will put in the back of the net? I know we've got your predictions already.
For me, Sonny. I think Sonny gets 2, and I think Madders gets another one at home.
Who scores for us?
Who scores for you? It's going to be a lucky deflected goal because you can't score for Toffee. So.
Right, all right. Fair enough.
Might as well go to you, Sammy. What is your prediction?
Well, what I think is going to happen after watching the game today is you're going to press us high and we're going to fumble and you're going to get a goal that way. And I think it's going to be 1-0. That'll be the only goal.
You not rate your centre-backs at the moment? Do you think the centre-backs aren't good enough at Chelsea?
You know what? We just had this... I don't even remember his name. I've got so many new players. But we played this centre-back today and he actually looked decent. Let me find his name. But they're right. I mean, I think I'm excited to see Fofana come back. I mean, he's been gone for ages.
Is he almost fit? Okay.
He's not back till March. We've got time. but we've been very unlucky with injuries. So Badiashil's not bad, to be fair. Disasi's all right. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Like on paper, they're good players. Yeah. But we've just been Thiago Silva. I don't know. They just haven't. Maybe just because they haven't gelled yet, they need time to gel. You know, that's the excuse I'm giving at the moment.
Maybe he needs a season or something.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's why, if like you were asking the question earlier, like what would happen if we don't finish above mid-table? I'd say we stick with him. Like give him another season.
But do you reckon the board will do that? Is what my question was. Do you think
it depends? It depends how we're looking. Like you can still see we're playing good football. Like against Brentford, our first half, we still looked like we should have scored a couple goals. Do you know what I mean? And we let the game play out, and we conceded a couple silly mistakes again. And this is what happened throughout the season so far. So we're still playing good football. We're just not finishing our chances.
So, Kof, quick one. What is your prediction? And before we even get there, how are Everton being exposed for FFP and Chelsea aren't. Like, how is this happening? How are they getting?
It's the 8-year contracts, bro.
Jeez. So yeah, Kof, what is your predictions, man?
1-1 draw.
1-1 draw. Who gets the goals?
Son and Chelsea will score a header from a corner.
Set piece. To be fair, I'm not gonna lie.
Didn't you say earlier that they were going to beat us? Is this flip-flopping? I'm sure you said earlier they were going to beat us.
I said I didn't think they'll lose.
Right.
Didn't say they'll beat you.
Right.
Oh.
There's the spirit, Spurs fans. Not winning is losing now, yeah.
It's true though. It's points dropped in it. I think I spoke to a lot of Spurs fans, and that's how they're feeling at the moment. They're feeling right. If we don't beat this Chelsea team, because let's face it, they're not the best at the moment. We're looking at a poor Chelsea team, and if we don't beat them, then that's points dropped. Me, however, I still respect Chelsea in that terms of like what they can do to that. Like, they've got good players. Do you know what I mean? They can hurt you on their day. It's just for whatever reason they're not hurting. Set pieces, I disagree. I think with Spurs, for some reason, I think Ange's got it right in terms of like defending corners, etc. We haven't really conceded any set pieces.
No corners.
No corners. So I expect us to get away with that piece.
And both our goals today, by the way, came from corners.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Well, like not like directly from corners, but it was a corner, and then what happened after.
Yeah, but for me, like Spurs are on top, and I'm here for it, man. I'm just here for it. That's my mood at the moment. I don't know how long we'll be top, so I'm loving every second of it.
Enjoy the cockiness whilst it lasts.
Is that you busting a move there, Ash? Is that you in it?
I thought you could see me. I was gonna pass it on to you like the robot.
Halloween costume, isn't it?
Listen. If you can't celebrate now, then when can you? Do you know what I mean?
I can't wait for the cold nights and
listen,
stuff for you, man.
Take one game at a time, guys. That's what you do in life. Don't get ahead of yourselves, but don't let it get to your head now. Nah. But yeah, guys, big up to everyone in the comments. Big up the panel. Thanks to everyone for coming on. Most love, much love, and we'll see you other rival show, man. Big yourselves up, people. Love. Big up. Peace.